Ben Simmons won Rookie of the Year over this player. We're about to talk about that player is Donovan Mitchell.
Your boy.
Donnie boy.
How's it feel, bro? People are down on him.
They're dumb.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So it was reported after the Rudy Gobert trade that Jazz have no intentions of trading Donovan Mitchell, and they plan to retool around him. Now, Brian Windhorst also reported that he isn't planning on requesting a trade either, although he did ask management what the plan here is. But he's going to stand pat. He's not going to ask for a trade. So as of now, we're going off the assumption the Jazz are trying to build a team around Mitchell that can compete. Do you think they can still build a contender around him, or you think that ship has sailed?
You want me to start or you want to go? It's your boy.
Yeah, I'll start it
Okay.
up. No. Hell no. No. And it's listen, Utah, you've had a great run. Donovan, I respect you for being loyal. You know what I'm saying? You want to stay, you try to figure out the plan. But if we're being honest, Utah's kind of stuck in this position where they're probably going to not be bad to the point where they'll have a top 5 pick, but they're probably not going to be good enough to compete to make it even to the second round. So they're kind of stuck in this middle of the ground point. I thought they made a good trading for Rudy Gobert. They got picks back. They got some players. They're going to buy out Patrick Beverley. But they got Jared Vanderbilt and Malik Beasley, 2 still young players that can contribute. So that's good. They still got Bogdanovic. They still got Jordan Clarkson. I think at this point,
Alexander Walker, he's not bad.
Yeah, I think at this point they should just trade Donovan Mitchell and go get a haul for him and just rebuild and start over from the bottom. I think at this point you kind of reach your peak with this team. And Donovan Mitchell, I think at this position cannot be the best player on a championship team. I think he is a guy that can be a number 2, the dynamic scorer for the team, but he can't be a number 1. And I think at this point they should just trade him and get picks back for him and get a young player.
So,
I don't think this is the vibe.
Let me ask you, Donovan Mitchell, with that statement alone, can he ever be a top 15 player?
He was.
Yeah.
So would you, from here going forward,
he can't ever be a top 10 player.
from here going forward, do you consider Donovan Mitchell a top 15 player?
Right now?
Sure.
No. He's like, no way. Damn.
That's right. You can sit and
He's
think
like
about
15, bro.
Saying that he can't be the best player on a championship team is a strong statement.
No, it's not. It's the correct statement.
I'm not
He can't be.
disagreeing. No, listen, I'm not disagreeing, but I'm saying for
he's probably
Riv's
like
sake,
15 to 17 range.
I say that because I know that you're a huge Donovan supporter. You've been
I
a
am.
huge Donovan
He's
supporter.
6'1", bro.
Dame is also a top 12 player in the league. I don't think Dame can be the best player in the championship.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think
That's
there's only a
spicy, bro?
few. I think there's only
It's
a
just because,
He's in like year 12.
yeah, but he's been
No,
amazing.
don't
He's
do
taking
that.
teams
Bro,
to the Western Conference
that's-
Finals.
He got
like,
swept.
because he's played against significantly
he
better
blew.
teams.
No, he didn't.
Agreed.
He blew,
Agreed.
He blew big
Agreed.
leads. But I
Every
think,
game
No.
they blew a lead.
Oh, I understand what you're
I
saying.
think
yeah.
there's only a
Draymond
certain,
Green averaged a triple-double that series.
there's only a certain amount of guys that can really, like, in terms of guards,
Yeah.
there's only one guard
There's
that's
one.
done it.
There's one.
Yeah, so it's like, as a guard being 6'1", I don't think he could be the best.
Okay.
I think the number 2 role is his role. Scorer, be that guy. But the number 1 role, I don't think he could be that leader, the best player. I don't think that's
Okay.
him.
It's interesting. You have to go
Do
based
you
off
believe he can be the best player in the championship?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to gauge your opinion
no,
because
no.
I know you're the Donovan guy.
Well,
They have
no.
they have to find an identity, right? Their identity before was pretty mixed. You had the best rim protector in the NBA, Rudy Gobert, on your team, but you didn't surround him with any type of perimeter defense. The offensive output was really strong, and that's where Donovan Mitchell strived in, but there was no middle ground on the defensive side of the ball. Now, what's your identity going to be? Are you guys going to be 100% offense and minimal defense, and you try and score 120 points every single game, and Donovan Mitchell's out there averaging 28 a game, and we see Donovan Mitchell really just go to new heights offensively where he has to shoulder that load? Or are you guys going to finally realize, man, we need to start playing defense.
Depends
We
on the
need to start
coach.
having wing defenders to really fill out this roster. Maybe to shade Donovan Mitchell to how you guys keep alluding. He's a 6'1" guard. Yes, he needs protection on the defensive side of the ball. I don't believe that they could build a team around him, but it basically goes off identity. If they want to go 100% offense, maybe that'll be their only chance, because right now they have scorers. Donovan Mitchell, Bojan, Jordan Clarkson. Again, but these aren't... You have one guy here that is fringe elite in Donovan Mitchell, and the rest of these guys are really good scorers, but there's no one that's really going to put you over the top to contend with a Golden State, a Clippers, a Dallas Mavericks. listen, the Nuggets are going to be right back too. That's another team that you have to look at in the Western Conference.
The Nuggets cleared the Jazz.
100%. This team just lacks star power. It's Donovan Mitchell and a lot of good to really good ball players at the absolute most. The Jazz, like you mentioned, yes, they should go in the direction of 100% rebuild. They're in a position where they're caught in limbo. There's too many teams right now that are better than them, but they're not bad enough where they're going to be in the lottery. So you get rid of Donovan, you put yourself in a position to be in 100% rebuild, and it'll benefit you in the future.
So I disagree with both of you.
Shocking.
And
the Donovan Mitchell hater.
And Riv.
Yo, talk to me.
You saying that
what did I say?
The Jazz are going to be good enough to where they're not going to be competitive, but they're not going to be bad enough to get a top pick, I think is wrong.
That's facts. I agree with that statement 100%.
This is the West. Are they going to be better than the Suns?
No.
Grizzlies?
Nope.
Warriors?
Nope.
Dallas?
Nope.
Denver?
Nope.
Minnesota?
Nope.
Pelicans?
Nope.
Clippers?
Nope.
Lakers?
Nope.
Kings?
Yes.
I don't know about
They'll be
that.
right there, which is
I don't know about that.
I would take them over the
which
Kings.
is inevitably top 12 pick.
That's not great.
I personally wouldn't take them over the Kings.
I mean, that's fine, but that's still a top 12, 11 pick. That's not.
You're talking about a Kings team who now has
what?
De'Aaron Fox,
Okay.
Kevin Huerter,
Wow.
Malik Monk,
That's incredible.
Harrison Barnes, Keegan Murray,
promise you,
DeMontis Sabonis.
I didn't flinch once you said any of those
They
names.
definitely have more good players in the Jazz right now.
You think so?
Yes, 100%.
You think so?
Yes, it's not even it's not a debate for me.
Okay.
It's really not a debate for me.
That's tough.
That is interestingly tough.
Harrison Barnes or Bojanovic, who's a better player?
They're the same tier. I
They
swear
are.
to God,
They are.
They are.
Okay, De'Aaron Fox, Donovan Mitchell, both at their
Donovan
best.
clears.
Okay.
There's no. I see what he's trying to do. What do you mean?
De'Aaron Fox is a 25 point per game
He's
scorer
not
too.
even a top 30 player. You know it.
Whatever.
You know it.
Whatever.
I feel like I get it's so tough to gauge your opinion sometimes.
Kevin Huerter. I'm being dead ass.
I really mean
Kevin
this.
Huerter or whoever the
Jordan
shooting
Clarkson.
guard.
Jordan Clarkson's better right now.
I would take.
I'm
Jordan
talking about starting lineup because the starting lineup for Utah is going to be
Donovan's the starter.
The starting lineup for Utah is going to be Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell,
Bojan, Jared Vanderbilt.
Okay, so Fox
Vanderbilt,
clears Conley,
Bojanovic,
Mitchell
Walker
clears
Kessler, bro.
Fox clears.
They
Conley.
literally have no NBA. They have little to no NBA players on their team, bro.
Who?
The Jazz.
Who's the Jazz
Malik
going to start?
Beasley's
Conley,
on this team.
Mitchell,
Nikhil Alexander Walker's on this team.
Bogdanovic.
Rudy Gay is on this
Nikhil
team.
Alexander Walker is mid.
He's
bro.
like
bench
he's
player.
like the
He's a role
ninth
player.
player.
I
on the
agree.
Jazz.
Bro, he's not even going to get any minutes.
Rudy Gay's on this squad.
Rudy Gay's a free agent.
He's garbage.
And he's not even good anymore. Look, these are outside of Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley, and Bojanovic, these are the three good players I have on Utah.
Talk to me.
Malik Beasley, Patrick Beverly, Jared Vanderbilt. The young player. Jordan Clarkson, you're right.
You're 7.
Okay. Then the young players, Walker Kessler, Jared Butler, Leandro Bolmero, Nikhil Alexander Walker, and Udoka Azubuike.
So they have 7 players.
Yes.
So how many do the Kings have?
De'Aaron Fox,
Right.
Kevin Huerter, Keegan Murray.
Rookie, but I'll give you.
Okay. Harrison Barnes.
Okay.
DeMontis Sabonis.
Okay.
Rashawn Holmes is still there.
That's fine.
Malik Monk.
Okay.
Davion Mitchell.
Okay.
Jeremy Lamb.
He's not there no more. He's a free agent.
ESPN
Metu.
sucks.
What?
Metu. He was a really good defensive player for them last year.
I don't know much about Memphis, so I'm not going to say anything.
Okay.
So they have 8 to 9 more. And
Terrence Davis, too.
Now you're just naming people.
He's not just a guy, though. Like he's an okay role player.
Okay, that's fair. I'll give you that.
Okay,
fair.
so
the Jazz can still be better than
okay.
them. That roster's not damaging.
Okay, whatever. So far, I have the Suns, Grizzlies, Warriors, Dallas, Nuggets, Minnesota, Pelicans, Clippers, Lakers for sure.
All facts. So 9
Portland.
10. So 10.
And then 11 is I'm gonna put the Kings over them.
Okay.
What about the Spurs?
I think
with Greg Popovich.
I think
Utah's better. And then they just traded DeJounte. I think Utah's better.
So that would OKC.
Take Utah.
Utah right now.
Houston.
Utah.
Okay. So that means Utah would be 12th in the West.
A bottom 5 team in the West.
According to you, yes.
Okay, 12th in the West, right? Because the teams that are worse are the Rockets, OKC,
and
Spurs.
Yes.
Okay, in my opinion. So they'd be 12th in the West. In the East, Miami is better. Boston.
Why don't you just name the bottom? Orlando.
Okay, let me just do this because it's easier. Miami, yes. Boston, yes. Milwaukee, yes. Philadelphia, yes. Toronto, yes. Chicago, yes. Even with Brooklyn, whatever they get back for KD, yes. Atlanta, yes. Cleveland, that's 9, yes. The Wizards,
maybe they're like the same. So
yeah,
maybe.
I would put the Wizards over though. What about the Hornets?
Wizards are mid.
In the same tier.
I would take the Hornets.
The Knicks,
Same tier.
the Pacers,
Same tier. Oh no, they're better than the Pacers.
the Pistons,
They're better than the Pistons.
the Magic.
They're definitely better.
Are they
than the
better
Magic.
than the Pistons?
Those are all the same tier.
So
teams.
what you're telling me is that there are going to only be about 6 to 7 teams worse than Utah.
No. I had 5 teams in the West that they're better than. You didn't have 5 teams in the West. There's a difference.
14, I think. Oh, okay. So you have them over
So
in the West. In the West, you have them over Houston, OKC, Sacramento, San Antonio.
Yes,
that's 4.
So
that's not 5.
Okay, 4. Pardon me. So
And then in the East,
I have
so
them
you
over.
don't think Cade Cunningham takes a big enough leap where they'd be better than Utah
no,
with the moves that they've made too?
I don't think so.
Okay, so you have the Pistons worse. You have the
Orlando,
Magic worse.
Yeah.
You have the Pacers worse.
Yes, and then I have
And then the fringe teams are the Hornets, Knicks, and Wizards.
yes. So they'll be around that.
So
that's
that
10,
so-
11 teams.
To me, I think they'd be the 8th worst team in the league,
That's
personally.
fair.
Because I think the Knicks will be better. I think the Wizards will be better. I think the Hornets will be better. So I am higher on the Pistons than you too.
Okay.
So according to me, because I have the Kings over them as well. The only teams that I see being worse than them are Orlando, and even then, they were a really good defensive team last year. I wouldn't rule it out. They take a leap, but just for the sake of it, Orlando, Indiana. I could see Charlotte too, just because they lost Miles Bridges and they haven't done anything this offseason. OKC, that's 4. Houston, that's 5. Greg Popovich is still coaching San Antonio. I'm not going to rule them completely out just yet.
Team's mid, dude.
So I have them being like the 6th worst team in the NBA. And if that happens with the draft class that features
draft class is
Scoot
stacked.
Henderson, Victor Wembanyama, Anthony Black, Nick Smith, Cam Whitmore, they can get one of these top players and then they can start this rebuild. To me, I don't think the obvious answer is to trade Donovan Mitchell just because of how much they got back for Gobert. I didn't think they were going to get this much back from. Throughout the season, I was clamoring for them to rebuild it all. But they have a lot of assets, and they brought in good perimeter defenders in Pat Bev and Jared Vanderbilt. They're going to have $40 million in cap space next offseason. They could get a top pick in this year's draft, and they have 3 first-round picks in next year's draft.
Yeah.
They have their own. They have Minnesota's, and they're going to have the worst one between Houston, Brooklyn, and Philadelphia. And they have 3 other future first-rounders from Minnesota after the 2023 draft. So the Utah Jazz, to me, are in a position where they can rebuild this team around Donovan Mitchell the right way. And Danny Ainge has shown that he can do that. Like, Danny Ainge has built rosters in Boston. When we thought they were going to be bad with Isaiah Thomas, they shock everybody. They're really good. They make the playoffs. Then one year they make the first seed. And from there, he just kept building on that roster. And that roster wasn't built on free agency moves. It was built on making big-time trades and drafting players in the draft at a high position.
But my thing is, we all are in agreement that he cannot be the best player on a championship team.
If they get Victor Wembanyama, what happens?
That's my thing. That's where I'm going with
So
this.
they have to get the number 1 overall pick.
Not
even Anthony Black, I think he's a very good player.
Not even that. Even if they do get a top prospect, they have to wait for that top prospect
To develop. I'm with you.
for them to have a chance to be a championship team. They're not. Let's be realistic. Nobody's going to Utah in free agency. They're going to get a couple good players, yeah, but nobody's going to Utah. So
No star.
Yeah, no star.
But they'll get good role players.
Yeah, so it's
to go
like you have to wait. Why wait when you can just trade Mitchell and get more things back and just develop around the new group of young guys?
Because I don't think there's a market for Mitchell right now. I don't. Because for one,
That's
every
fair.
every team right now was waiting on the Kevin Durant move to happen.
That's fair.
So every team right now was not trying to trade for Donovan Mitchell because they don't want to give up all their assets knowing Kevin Durant is still out there for the taking. So every team that's trying to contend is not looking at Donovan Mitchell.
But they don't have to trade Mitchell right now.
I know. But I feel like they're looking at KD first. And how
course.
long is this KD thing going to happen? And we just saw what Rudy Gobert went for and all the assets that they got, went for him. Donovan Mitchell. Look, I understand Rudy Gobert was the anchor defensively. Donovan Mitchell is the better playoff performer. He's the better player overall. He was the best player on that team. That being said, he's going to demand significantly more assets than Gobert. You're going to have to, like, they were talking about the Knicks potentially trading 7 of our first round picks for Donovan Mitchell alone. That was a report that was out there. And that's what that's what Danny Ainge wants in return for Donovan Mitchell. That's why I feel like just based on the assets they have, one, they're not going to pull the trigger and trade him soon. Danny Ainge has never done that with any player, even in Boston. When Marcus Smart was playing poorly, what did he do? He hung on to him. Jaylen Brown, with all the trade talks, he hung on to him. He doesn't trade players just out of a
Rudy
feeling.
Gobert kind of just went more quickly than I was expecting.
They got back 4 first-round picks, bro.
No, but he got traded fast.
But that has nothing to do with the point. The point is...
No, the point is that Danny Ainge is not going to make a
meticulous.
trade.
He's meticulous.
Yeah,
and
the point is that Danny Ainge is going to trade you only if he sees that he is going to fleece you in that trade.